Things are heating up here in Bowser Stadium tonight as the Bowser Monsters face off against the Wario Muscles with their season on the line. The Monsters must win this one to keep their championship hopes alive. Meanwhile, the Muscles are already eliminated, thus are playing with nothing to lose. They call me Toadsworth and I'm alongside Boom Boom on commentary. Tell us what we should expect to see from this one, Boom.
Thanks, my good buddy. Expect to see Red Magic Koopa on a short leash on the mound. He's certainly in danger of never getting to pitch again if he blows this one. A 45 ERA is not going to cut it, especially in a game with championship hopes on the line. The Muscles have been pretty inconsistent and altogether disappointing at the plate, so he really has no excuse if he gets lit up in this game. Of course, watch out for Bowser. He's last season's MVP runner-up for a reason, while Luigi will look to keep his back quiet in this one. Like you said, the Muscles are already eliminated. They can play with reckless abandon since they have nothing to lose, so this will be interesting to see.
Right you are, and the Monsters have everything to lose. Let's see how the teams stack up in the overall team rankings among the league.
Yeah, this Bowser team is dominant at the plate. They do better on defense as well. Pitching, on the other hand, is where the Muscles hold the advantage. They have a pretty solid pitching staff. Not great, but respectable. I firmly believe great pitching beats great batting most of the time. Problem is, the Muscles pitching isn't great, just good, so I don't know that it'll be enough. I think the Monsters are the better team. The only caveat is the stakes. Do the Monsters play better or worse with everything on the line? On the flip side, do the Muscles play better when they have nothing to lose? Something as simple as that can flip the script, since baseball is very much a mental game. That being said, my gut still says the Monsters are going to come away with the victory here tonight.
Alrighty then, let's now take a look at our standings so we can see exactly what's at stake for the Monsters in this one. At this point, all teams have played 3 games out of their 5, so everyone has just a games left. That means that any team 2 or more games behind the leader has no shot. Therefore, as we see, the Yoshi Eggs and Wario Muscles are both currently mathematically eliminated. If the Monsters lose this one, they will be 2.5 games behind and thus cannot overcome the deficit. However, if they win, the DK Wilds will need to lose their next game for the Monsters to stay in it. If the Wilds win their next game, the Monsters are eliminated no matter the result of this game. A loss here though guarantees them being eliminated though. Anyway, now that we know the stakes, let's get down to the field and watch it play out. We start this one off with Koopa leading off for the Muscles. He's batting to 50 on the season from the lead-off spot. Lines this one and a leaping grab by Darkbones to start the game off with an out.
That's just the kind of thing that happens when you're struggling a bit at the plate. You make good contact, but the defense steals it from you.
Koopa's red counterpart batting a better 375 will take some swings. That one gets past the diving Darkbones for a base hit.
Yeah, Red Koopa is the better player. Makes sense considering he's the one that doesn't mindlessly walk off ledges.
You've worked with the Koopas, yeah?
Well, not really. We would have walked past each other, but didn't really interact. They're on Bowser's payroll, but I was an independent contractor, so I wasn't in staff meetings or anything like that.
Gotcha. Boo is up now and hits it into left field, and it'll get down for a hit, putting runners on first and second with 1 out.
Alright, if you're the Monsters, you gotta watch out. King Boo is the best hitter on this team. He's got a knack for the long ball.
Yeah, for sure. He steps in with a .429 average, a pair of home runs, and for RBIs. Pick-off attempt at second, but Red Koopa gets back in safely. 1-ando is the count. Swung on, and this one has some air underneath it drifting way back to right field. Bowser Jr. at the warning track, but he'll watch it sail over the wall for a 3-run blast to put the Muscles on top early.
Crushed it, just like I warned him. Yes. Some pitchers don't really think of a ghost like King Boo as a power bat, but he absolutely is. Deceptive power on that ghost.
That puts the Monsters in a 3-0 deficit in a game they cannot lose.
Yeah, Bowser is certainly raging right now.
And he's had it with Red Magic Koopa on the mound and will put in his son to take over and hopefully limit the damage.
Well, Bowser Jr. has struggled on the mound as well, so interesting choice.
He'll face Wario, still looking to get a home run on the season. Lines it towards second and Firebro hauls it in for the second out on a great play. That makes way for Waluigi to try to turn his struggles around here. He has a mediocre .286 average. Lines this one and it gets over Firebro at second and into the right centre gap. It keeps rolling to the wall as Waluigi heads to second base for a double.
It always feels good when you thread the needle like that, getting it just over the infielders and then splitting the outfielders like that. So satisfying as a hitter.
Paratrooper takes the first pitch for a strike, batting 500 on the season with a pair of RBIs. Firebro steals another hit as he holds in the liner for out number 3 to end the first inning.
Hot start for the Muscles. They're definitely putting the Monsters on the ropes early in round 1 here. The Monsters are going to have to put up a solid counterpunch here.
They'll have Bowser Jr. here to lead things off. Hits it on the ground to Wario, who scoops it and throws over to first base for out number 1.
Was Bowser Jr. even running? He barely was halfway down the baseline. Hopefully he wasn't lollygagging down the line.
Dry Bones gets a base hit past the diving Koopa at third to put a runner on for the Monsters.
Yeah, that was a rocket. Koopa would have needed a new glove if he managed to field that one.
Dark Bones will look to follow up. Line drive that gets down, and now the Monsters have runners at first and second, 1 out.
Now one swing of the bat could tie this one right up, and Bowser is one of the best candidates to make that happen.
They'll have to be careful for that very reason. 3 home runs and 10 RBIs to his credit. Swing and a liner caught by the leaping Koopa. Throw to second catches Dry Bones for the double play to end the inning. Phenomenal play.
Wow, Koopa just punched the Monsters right in the gut with that one. That jump could not have been more perfectly timed. Robbed the Monsters of a hit and possibly a run or 2.
Goomba takes the plate for the Muscles as the graffiti ball pitch is sent his way, which he wisely takes for a strike. Measly 167 average for Goomba this season. He'll buff his numbers there with a base hit right up the middle to lead off the second inning.
Smart of him to just ignore that graffiti ball pitch and wait for an easier pitch to handle. Worked out well for him.
Goomba will take his turn now. 333 average on the season. No homers or RBIs yet. Another graffiti ball pitch on its way. Swung on and missed for a strike. 2 strikes for him now. Third pitch on the way. Liner towards right, but nabbed by Firebro for the out. Quick throw to first to get Goomba as well. Double play.
I thought that one was through for a hit, but Firebro got an incredible jump on it. Then the quick thinking to get Goomba off first as well.
Koopa will step in 0-4-1 this game. Liner towards short dive and caught by Dark Bones for out number 3 to end the top of the second.
Man, Dark Bones has been a menace out there at shortstop. He and Firebro are locking down the middle infield at least.
The Monsters will start their bottom of the second inning with a Bro Trio. Hammer Bro will be the first of the Bro Trio to try to get some scoring started for the Monsters. He's batting 600 on the season with a pair of homers and 7 RBIs. Swung on and hits it hard, and it's heading to the right field wall. Paratrooper under it. And he makes the catch just in front of the outfield wall. Close call there, but just missed it for the first out.
So close, but just not enough zest on it.
Firebro takes the first pitch for a strike. Lines it towards right field. Paratrooper makes the catch just before getting a bomb dropped on him, but the out is secured for out number 2. Boomerang Bro, the last of the Bro Trio, steps in batting 500 on the season. He'll look to avoid a 1-2-3 inning here for the Monsters. Grounder to short diving stop by Wario. Throw over to first to get the final out to push us into the third inning. Score remains 3-0 in favour of the Muscles.
Either Waluigi is pitching like the madman he is, or the Monsters are just faltering under the pressure of a must-win game. Could be a little of both as well.
Red Koopa steps up. He singled in his previous at-bat. Off the glove of Dark Bones, who laid out for it, but couldn't contain it. That'll end up as a base hit as Hammer Bro gathers it in left field.
Great effort, but you can't get them all.
Boo floats up to the plate now. Singled in his previous at-bat. Swings and misses on Bowser Jr.'s graffiti ball for strike 1. Liner into right field that'll get down for a base hit. Muscles now have runners on first and second with no outs.
If this feels a little familiar, it's because this is exactly how the Muscles scored their first 3 runs. 2 runners on and King Boo hit a 3-run blast. Bowser Jr. will want to avoid history repeating itself here.
Liner to center Dry Bones on the move, and he'll get there to make the catch for the first out.
Excellent pursuit by Dry Bones there. Great reaction and great route to the ball.
Wario steps up. 375 average on the season and is 0-4-1 in this game. Graffiti ball pitch. Liner down the right field line. It's a fair ball that spells trouble for the Monsters. Red Koopa heading for home, and he'll score as Boo moves up to third.
Great hitting there by Wario. That graffiti ball is not an easy pitch to hit. To put it right down the line like that, the drive in the run was fantastic.
That makes it a 4-0 ball game here in the third. While Luigi steps up now, he doubled in his last at-bat. Here's the pitch. Looping pitch. Lined towards the left centre gap. It gets down and will roll out to the wall. A run comes across to score. We are now at a 5-0 game here in the top of the third with just one out. Muscles still have runners on second and third.
The Muscles should have been hitting like this all season. Maybe they'd still be in it if they had.
Paratrooper skies it to deep left field towards the corner. Wario is tagging up. Catch made. Throw in as Wario is heading home. Not in time. It is now a 6-0 ball game.
Like seriously, where was this team all season, man? The Muscles are playing great tonight.
And Bowser has had enough and he puts himself in on the mound to face off against Goomba at the plate. Bowser comes right out with his star pitch. Goomba swung on and missed it by a mile. Goomba lines it right at Fire Bro, who grabs it for the third out.
Well, the Monsters could be watching their season, no joke intended, go up in flames. To a winless team of all teams. This is shaping up to be an all-time embarrassment at home for the Monster.
Red Magic Koopa will hope to come through and get it started. First pitch across for a strike. Swing and grounder to Goomba at second, who tosses to first for the first out. Magic Koopa is now up at the plate. Aoife's pitch. Swing and hits it high and deep to left field. Fielders on the move. Paragoomba is positioned under it and it bounces off his head and gets down. Magic Koopa moves in with a double off the error.
I think Paragoomba got temporarily blinded by the flash of the Bob Bomb explosion. This is the type of break the Monsters will need to capitalize on.
Liar ball pitch. Lined and caught by the diving Goomba, who then doubles off Magic Koopa at second base to put a cap on the third inning.
Wowee! What a play by Goomba and what a boneheaded play by Magic Koopa. He got too aggressive and started hustling towards third on contact and got caught too far off second. The Monsters are just having a tough go out there. Nobody will ever accuse them of being a smart team with high baseball IQ, but they're faltering in all phases of the game.
Paragoomba steps up looking to shake off that error he had in left field. 0-4 won this game. Floats this one into centre field and it'll drop in for a base hit.
Other than King Boo, there's been nothing muscular about this team. But at least they're getting hits today and scoring runs.
Cooper up to bat now and hasn't joined in on the success as he's hit this so far this game. He took the first pitch over for a strike. Hits a rocket to second, caught by Fire Bro, and doubles up Paragoomba off first base for a double play.
I've given up on ever expecting these base runners to freeze on a line drive. These players are always getting doubled up on line drives that are caught.
Red Cooper is up and they've struggled to keep him off base today, hitting 500 on the season. And that's strike two. 2 outs here in the top of the fourth. Pitch taken and it's strike 3. He painted the inside corner to send Red Cooper back to the bench and send us to the bottom of the fourth.
Wow, that pitch could have gone either way. I think it was the right call. With 2 strikes, you got to swing at anything close to the strike zone.
Here's Dry Bones, a 750 batting average for him. Lined directly up the middle for a base hit to lead off the bottom of the fourth for the Monsters.
Dry Bones, Dark Bones. These two are just incredible hitters. Hard to keep off base.
Swung on in the air to centre, Red Cooper on the move, but it drops in for a hit. Throw to second gets the lead runner, though for the out. Runner at first. 1 out for Bowser at the plate. Swung on and he hits it hard to right centre and it'll get down in the gap and roll to the wall. Dark Bones heading to third and he'll get in safely. Runners at the corners now with 1 out.
This can be the start of a good inning for the Monsters if they can keep it going. Hammer Bro has some power.
He's got a pair of homers and 7 RBIs to his credit this season. Here's the pitch. Swing and lines it to right field. It's caught by Paratrooper and a quick throw in holds the runner at third from scoring. 2 outs now. Fire Bro will look to keep the hopes alive here and drive in a run or 3. Took the first pitch for strike 1. Looping pitch.
Uh-oh.
He obliterates this one high and deep to right field. Giant leap and it's caught for the third out. Paratrooper was launched into the air, robbing Fire Bro of a homer that would have cut the lead in half.
My words are free during this game, so I'll give some free advice. Stay away from Bowser in that dugout right now. He is surely fuming to a level you don't want to be around.
Speaking of which, let's get with Pauline with a report for us after attempting to talk with Bowser the last half inning. Pauline, what's the update?
Thanks, guys. Yeah, I attempted to catch up with Bowser between innings, but let's just say he wasn't exactly interested in conducting an interview. After a brief stare that could probably melt steel, I decided it might be best to give him some space. Fortunately, Magic Koopa was willing to speak on behalf of the Monsters. He told me there's obviously a lot of frustration in the dugout right now. The Monsters entered tonight knowing their season was on the line, and with the Muscles holding a 6-0 lead heading into the final inning, the pressure has only intensified. Despite the deficit, Magic Koopa said the team hasn't given up hope. He pointed out that this lineup has been one of the most explosive offenses in the league all season, and believes they're capable of putting together one big rally if they can get a few runners on base. As for Bowser, Magic Koopa described him as focused. Though judging by the look on his face, I suspect a few other words might apply as well. The Monsters are down to their final 3 outs, but according to Magic Koopa, nobody in that dugout is ready to accept elimination just yet. Guys, back to you.
Thanks, Pauline. Bowser was able to keep the Muscles from scoring any insurance runs as we go into the bottom of the 5th with the final chance for the Monsters.
Yeah, and if Bowser doesn't at least get one more at-bat, he's going to possibly fire his entire team after this one. They have came out rough tonight.
Boomerang Bro up now, lines it into the left centre gap, and it's going to roll all the way to the wall. He plays it safe and stays at first base.
Nah, man. You're down by 6 with the season on the line. You got to be a bit more aggressive than that and go for 2. It'll be one thing only down a few runs, but down by 6 is not the time to get conservative.
Red Magic Koopa uplines it, and caught by the diving Wario throws over to first to double them up.
Well, yeah, not much to say there other than fantastic play by Wario and the usual base-running blunder. They're down to their last out. Now, this one may be over.
Magic Koopa is 0-4-1, so the pressure is on for him right now, while Luigi looking for the complete game shutout. Magic Koopa keeps it alive with a single into right centre.
I'm glad you mentioned Waluigi, because my goodness, what a pitching performance for him today that's been overlooked.
It's now up to Bowser Jr. Here's the pitch. Liner and caught by Goomba. That one ends the game and the championship hopes for the Bowser Monsters this season.
Wow, what a disappointment for the Monsters. They started the season with an 18-0 crushing victory against the Yoshi Eggs, but will end up with a losing record. Best they could finish is 2-3 on the season. So it was quite a crash and burn. I think many people have had the Monsters as the favorites to win it all. Not happening this year, and being eliminated by the previously winless Muscles is icing on that mud cake.
And our MVP of tonight's game goes to King Boo. He had the first inning home run that drove in 3 runs to get the Muscles started, and they never looked back from it.
I actually have some contention with this pick. I think it should have gone to Waluigi for shutting down this Monsters lineup. I believe it's much easier to hit a 3-run homer off of the Monsters pitching staff than it does to shut down the Monsters batters for 5 straight innings. They don't pay me to make that decision, though.
Yeah, just look at that line for Waluigi. 5 innings, no runs, on 7 hits. That's a stat line on the mound most pitchers would dream of, especially against that Monsters lineup.
Yeah, and for the Monsters hitters, look at how many zeros there are. Lots of 0-4-2s there.
Here we can see our updated standings. As you can see, the Monsters now are out of championship contention.
Yeah, the Monsters only have 1 game remaining. So even if they win that one, they can only finish at 2-3. Even if the Wilds lose their next 2 games, they'll still finish ahead of them at 3-2. So yeah, I think that loss in their second game to the Wilds just caused them to unravel. Bowser's ego couldn't handle the hit after losing to his MVP rival, Donkey Kong.
And let's now take a quick look at what's left on the season. What are you looking forward to, Boom Boom?
Well, the next 2 games will be important. The only division undecided is the Mushroom League between the Peach Monarchs and Mario Fireballs. Mario is the game behind Peach, so a Monarchs loss and a Fireballs win will tie him up going into the final stretch. The Monarchs have the Yoshi Eggs, which seems like it should be a win for them, while the Fireballs play the undefeated Wilds. Ultimately, Fireballs will need to win their final 2 games to stay in. We'll see how it plays out, though. We're in the home stretch now. So Toadsworth, your Monarchs could go all the way despite you being on the team.
Oh, that's cold. I promised to pull my own weight. Anyways, that's a good note to end this one on. For Boom Boom and Pauline, I'm Toadsworth signing us off here tonight. Good night and joy be with you all.